Good morning. Heading to a shelter this morning to show some kids a pop song that we made. You don't know anything about this yet because, one, we weren't allowed to film during the session, and two, it was actually the last day of the month, so I don't vlog on the last day of the month because I do my month in a minute. But we're going to go reveal a pop song that we recorded with these students to them this morning. It should be a lot of fun. Blue Brigade. Hey, man.
Where is it?
I didn't know Corvette clubs existed until this very moment. This is a Corvette club. They're from Dallas. They do charity events, Easter egg hunts. They drive the Corvettes. So the place that I went to was a shelter for kids who came from not so great home life situations. They go to this program for 30 or 60 days and they stay there while, things get figured out and they can find a new place for them. One of the classes I'm taking here at UT is an outreach class, and the purpose is to get out into the community and teach kids about music. In some cases, teaching them about music means we're going to teach you about dynamics, we're going to teach you about articulation, and in some cases, it's just literally exposing them to music. The class, however, is focused around elementary level students, but we actually got placed with students that were supposed to be 14 to 18 years old. So the whole idea of doing a music lesson about teaching dynamics or articulation or just playing them classical music didn't seem like a good idea at all. And it's not that we didn't want them to learn about music, it's just that we think they might be more interested in something that's more relevant to them. So our group came up with an idea to break down a pop song and show them how a pop song is made, and then once they understood the parts, we recreated a pop song with them. They recorded the parts, they recorded the vocals, and they had input into what the song sounded like. And the session that we did a few days ago went really well. It was kind of crazy, it was kind of sporadic, but we came up with a pop song. We re-recorded Uptown Funk. So we recorded the beat, we recorded the bass line, we recorded the filler, and then we had them sing. And you know what? It turned out pretty well. But the next part was for me to go and master the entire thing. And so I filled in some of the parts, I made it all sound good, I fixed some things, and I really filled it out so the song really pops now. So what we just did when we visited them was we revealed the pop song. So they heard what they had recorded and then they heard the mastered version. And they liked it. I think they had a lot of fun. They liked to hear themselves sing. They were kind of embarrassed, but in that really kind of happy way. And we even uploaded the song onto a SoundCloud account for them and made a logo for them and gave them cards with their website on it so they could check out and listen to the song and share it with their friends. And that's pretty much the gist of it. So our connection with them, at least in this class, is over, but I think we're going to try to work to see if we can continue to do something with them. And I've actually already talked to a few people about it. There's potential that maybe we can get the Longhorn Pep Band involved with them, and potentially some other groups, including this class. So hopefully there can be an ongoing musical presence in this shelter. Here's a little bit of the pop song.
This is that ice cold, Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, straight masterpiece. Styling, wildin', living it up in the city. Gotta check the song, was saying along. Gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty.
How you doing? Yes, sir.
How much he's allowed to ride it down here? I guess maybe she is.
You too, take care. So today, one of the best euphonium players in the world is here to perform a recital, do a master class, things like that. If you're wondering who it is, it's Demondre Thurman, who's just a legend in terms of playing, teaching, everything. I've gotten to know him a bit the past couple of years as Five has been touring a lot. I'm really looking forward to the recital. he is by far and away the best euphonium player on the planet. You know, I did have one problem with the recital, though. Fortunately, it had nothing to do with Damondre. I have such an issue when others have no self-awareness. Like when people stand in front of a doorway and have a conversation, they are not aware that others may or may not be trying to get by them to go through the door, to go through the place that they're supposed to go through. Or in the airport, when people just stop in the middle of the walkway and then just turn around and start looking around. It's a high traffic area, move along. But my problem with the recital is people who just can't stop making noise. You know, these people who just slam the door and they just walk in, you know, during a piece of music, and then they just sit down and then they talk and, you know, they shuffle their things around. It's like they're not even aware that music or anything else is going on. And it's completely distracting. It's impossible to just stay focused on the music. Or if you're like deep in a trance, or you've been taken by the music and then this happens, they take you out of it because these people just don't care enough, I guess. There were several instances where someone would turn to their left or their right and they would talk and they'd say something and they'd whisper. And now I get it. You hear something amazing and you want to kind of like tap your friend and you want to say, oh, that was awesome, that was awesome. But it's unnecessary at that time. And I'm totally of the mindset of, I think classical music concerts kind of suck. And I think classical musicians kind of suck because they turn their nose up at everything and they just say, you know, this is the way it is and there's no other way. And like going to a concert can, you know, just really drain you because, you know, you're just pent up the entire time. I get that. But if someone's playing a piece of music clearly in a space where it's not like a rock concert where you're talking and dancing and jamming and all that kind of stuff, and it's a quiet environment because that's what the music dictates, then be quiet. Don't turn to your left and talk to your neighbor. Don't shuffle your papers. Don't squeak around in your seat and go crazy. Don't slam the door when you need to walk in or out. Just be more aware that there is something else going on. It's just so frustrating, and I just don't have a tolerance for that. And I don't have a tolerance for when people behave in that way. I just feel like it tells me everything I need to know about them. Either way, the recital was still great. It was still a joy to listen to. But if you're one of those people that does that, please stop. I picked a scab on my nose. Now that I'm doing this with the wide angle lens, my nose looks huge.